In the past week, you have learned how to simplify radicals and its law. In your own experience, have you tried solving equations with radicals? Like these equations, the square root of the binomial of 7x minus 3 is equal to positive 6, and 13 minus 4th root of x is equal to positive 12. How did you solve them? Did you find it difficult? What process or steps did you use? Sometimes, we just ignore these problems because we do not know the process on how to get the correct answer and solution. But, good news, because today, I'm here to teach and help you on how to solve equations with radicals with its easy steps. I'm your teacher on air in Mathematics 9, Sir Mario D. De Luna III. Welcome to Bamboo Telescuela. So, what are you waiting for? Use your time wisely. Budget your time so that you can finish your task on time. Just stay with me throughout this learning episode in Mathematics 9. Find now your most comfortable place at home. Ready your paper and pen to take note important details in our lesson, and also prepare your learning module for week 8. Tune in to DWND 88.5 MHz or turn on your TV channel 11 via CMD Cable Vision or streaming live to SDO Kawayan City Facebook page because we are about to begin our week 8 lesson in Mathematics 9. At the end of this lesson, you are expected to learn these two objectives. The first objective is to determine the steps in solving equations with radicals. The second objective is to solve equations with radicals using these given steps. And now, are you ready? Let's do it! And now, you are ready to learn the steps on how to solve equations with radicals. The first step is to remove the radical sign. But, how do we remove it? It's easy, class. Let's consider this example. We have the square root of the binomial of 5x plus 1 is equal to positive 11. In this case, we are now ready to remove the radical sign by writing close and open parentheses on both sides of the equation. Write it to the left and also to the right. Can you follow? Let's do the second step. The second step, take both sides of the equation to the power of the given index. How do we take it? Just look for the given index. That's the hint. The index is located at the upper left of the radical sign. Class, if it is not written, then it is automatically equal to 2. In this case, the index is not written. Therefore, it is automatically equal to 2. Next, write the index on both sides of the equation. Now, our new equation becomes the square of the quantity of the square root of the binomial of 5x plus 1 equal to the square of 11. That's it! Are you ready for the third step? Alright! Now, the third step, we need to solve the variable. The variable is the letter beside of the numerical coefficient. Please stay with me. Let's do this. Now, on the left side of the equation, we can now remove or cancel the radical and its exponent based on the rule of radicals. So, we have now our equation 5x plus 1 is equal to the square of 11. Now, simplify the square of 11. 11 square means 11 times 11 is equal to 121. Now, we need to transpose positive 1 to the right side of the equation so that we can solve for the value of x. As we transpose positive 1 to the right side of the equation, we need to change the sign to its opposite. So it becomes negative 1. Next, simplify 121 minus 1. Now, our equation is 5x is equal to 120. In this case, we can now divide both sides by 5 so that we can be able to find the value of x. Divide 5 on both sides. Apply cancellation on the left side of the equation and simplify 120 divided by 5. So, the value of x is equal to positive 24. Wow! Did you get it? Class, how do we make sure if the computed value of the variable is correct? That is our last step. Check the solution. The fourth and the last step is to check the solutions. On this step, we just substitute the computed value of the variable to the original equation to ensure if we really got the correct answer. Let's do this. Now, let's substitute the value of x to the original equation. Next, let's simplify the terms under the radical sign. 5 times 24 is equal to 120. Next, 120 plus 1 is equal to 121. And the square root of 121 is 11. So 11 is equal to 11. This means that the computed value of x is a solution of the equation. Therefore, our answer is correct. Class, is it easy to solve equations with radicals? Let's have another example. We have 13 minus the fourth root of x is equal to positive 12. In this case, we need to transpose first the constant positive 13 to the right side of the equation before we apply the first step. So our equation becomes the negative fourth root of x is equal to positive 12 minus 30. Now we have negative fourth root of x is equal to negative 1. This time, we can now use the first step, which is to remove the radical sign by writing close and open parentheses on both sides of the equation. Step 2. Take both sides of the equation to the power of the given index. The power of the given index is 4, so we need to write the index on both sides of the equation. On the left side of the equation, we will be using the distributive property of multiplication. So it becomes the quantity of negative 1 raised to 4 times the quantity of fourth root of x raised to 4, then copy the quantity of negative 1 raised to 4. Now expand the quantity of negative 1 raised to 4, so it becomes negative 1 times negative 1 times negative 1 times negative 1. Multiplied by the quantity of fourth root of x is equal to the quantity of negative 1 raised to 4. Now simplify, negative 1 times negative 1 is positive 1. Positive 1 times negative 1 is negative 1. Negative 1 times negative 1 is positive 1. And apply cancellation on the quantity of fourth root of x raised to 4. Then the equation becomes 1 multiplied by x is equal to positive 1. Simplify, 1 times x is x. Therefore, the answer is x is equal to positive 1. Now, let's substitute the value of x to the original equation. Our equation becomes 13 minus the fourth root of 1 is equal to positive 12. Next, let's simplify the first term on the left side of the equation. 13 minus the fourth root of 1. The fourth root of 1 is also equal to positive 1 because 1 times 1 times 1 times 1 is equal to positive 1. So, we have 13 minus 1 is equal to positive 12. Simplify, we have 12 is equal to positive 12. This means that the computed value of x is a solution of the equation. Therefore, our answer is correct. As I hope you followed the process of solving equations with radicals. For deep understanding, let's have the last example. We have the cube root of x is equal to 3 multiplied by the cube root of 5. Since both sides of the equation has no constant, then we can now directly use the first step, which is to remove the radical sign by writing close and open parentheses on both sides of the equation. Let's do the second step. In this case, each both side of the equation has its own radical and index. Therefore, take it to each side of the equation to the power of the index. So the equation becomes the cube of the quantity of cube root of x is equal to the cube of the quantity of 3 multiplied by the cube root of 5. There you go! Let's do the third step. In the third step, solve for the variable. Now, we can now remove the radical as well as its index in each both side of the equation. The equation now will be x is equal to the 3 cube multiplied by 5. On the right side of the equation, we apply distributive property of multiplication. Simplify the right side of the equation to get the value of x. 3 cube means 3 times 3 times 3, then it is equal to positive 27. And 27 multiplied by 5 is 135. Therefore, the value of x is equal to positive 135. That's it. Let's check our answer now using our last step. Now, let's substitute the value of x to the original equation. Our equation becomes cube root of 135 is equal to 3 cube root of 5. Let's just simplify cube root of 135 since 3 cube root of 5 is already in its simplified term. To solve cube root of 135, factor 135 where one of them is a perfect cube. So, the correct possible factor of 135 are 27 and 5. The equation becomes the cube root of 27 multiplied by the cube root of 5 is equal to 3 multiplied by cube root of 5. Now, simplify cube root of 27, then it will be equal to positive 3. Now, the equation becomes 3 multiplied by cube root of 5 is equal to 3 multiplied by cube root of 5. Therefore, the computed value of x is a solution of the equation. And your answer is correct. Class, that's it. I know you have learned a lot on how to solve equations with radicals using these 4 easy steps in solving it. Before I end my lesson, always remember the steps on how to solve equations with radicals using this mnemonic word rete soche. Re, remove the radical sign. Te, take both sides to the power of the index. So, solve for the variable. Che, check for the solutions. And that ends our lesson. I know that this lesson will greatly help you and guide you as you answer your mathematics module and learning activity sheets. Again, I'm your teacher on air, Sir Mario D. De Luna III, leaving you a message, budget your time so you can finish your task on time. Goodbye class! See you on next episode of Learning Mathematics. Through this following methods of communication of learning to DWND FM 88.5 MHz, CMD Cablevision Channel 11, and streaming live at SDO Kawayan City Facebook page. Thank you and God bless us all.